casual dating, which leads into, I don't want to go in there because, for example, people go, oh, why are you go on Match.com and eHarmony? Have you ever been on those sites? There's people that literally like, I want to marry someone and I want to have 10 kids and I'm like, whoa, I just wanted to kind of go for a drink and see what if we kind of got on, it's just a bit, I think there's if you really are into that, then that's a great market for you, but the lot of people I meet who are like around kind of my age and stuff like that are like, actually, I just want to like meet someone, go out with them, see how it goes and go from there. So I don't think you necessarily have to go with a plan.
No, but you must have some idea whether you want a relationship in your life or not. I mean,
well, everyone wants a relationship of some kind, right?
Yeah.
Dating now?
My dating now. I went on a date last Thursday. not this Thursday before.
How did it go?
Went very badly. Did it? Yeah, went very badly because she has very particular views about feminism that are incompatible with mine.
Let's not go on another date.
What's that?
Let's not go on another date.
Well, once again, this is the thing, right? So, it's these breakers, right? It's not one of my breakers, but it does bug me. And I kind of want to go on another date and see how it goes. But I think it would definitely come up again. Because I'm like, this is too big an issue not to like,
You should briefly kind of explain where the mismatch was though. We've got loads of time.
Okay. Alright, that's checking quick. Like,
no, it's fine.
Okay, briefly.
Just because people.
Right. Okay. So basically, I class myself as a feminist, right? And what that means for me is that I believe that women and men should have equal rights, equal pay, equality across the board. Now, it's clear there is enough evidence to prove that that is not true right now, okay? And anyone, man or woman, who says that, it's okay, I got through, what's the problem? It's like deluded, totally deluded. I can't take her seriously because of those kind of views. It kind of question it.
There must have been some dates that you've been on where you've had kind of incredible mismatches.
Oh my god! Yeah.
Obviously, there's been the ones that have been some kind of good things that just haven't worked for some reason. But there must have been some kind of catastrophic, just like I've met somebody I didn't realise could exist. Because
I have. I mean, I don't want to spoil. I'm writing a book. I'm trying to write a book, which is really bad.
Is it Greek? Is it Geek, Pray, Love?
That's actually quite good, actually. I like that. I'm gonna nick that. So there are some very bad dates I've had, but I don't think the question you're asking is not about the catastrophic dates, but more the where you kind of like you think it's someone and then something like that comes along and you're like, holy shit, what the hell? Where did that come from? And I have had that before where I've met someone and it's been really good, all worked out, and then, oh god, okay, I'm gonna say this.
You can just ask him not to.
Okay.
Should I turn it off? Or you tell the story?
Dating quite awkward to get involved in, awkward to do, awkward to think about. Why does it seem that mainstream people are finding Tinder less awkward these days? And do you think that's a good thing?
Said the word Tinder. Okay, so I have issues, right? Technology to help with connecting people is great. However, and you mentioned Tinder, so that's why I'm going to pick on Tinder. Because I've done a lot of looking at these different dating sites. I have friends who work at some of these dating sites, and they have given me like free passes to some of the sites. So, for example, I was on Guardian Soulmates for like 3 months a long time ago, and you know what? I went on a date with someone from Guardian Soulmates, and she doesn't even read the Guardian. She was like, I was like, what are you doing on the site then? And she was like, oh, no, I read, I thought she read the Independent or something like that. No, she reads like the Mirror. And I'm like, okay, right. I don't think Guardian Soulmates you must have come across these dates where people are like, not really, relating to you, and she's like, anyway. So back to Tinder. The problem with Tinder is, each site is different, right? That's the thing. Each site has its own kind of community and its own kind of center of gravity, and so it attracts different people. So, for example, Plenty of Fish used to attract a lot of casual, very casual people. Used to call Plenty of Fun, as I used to call it.
Well, I didn't find it that way. I think it's different for everyone.
Yeah.
It depends what kind of profile you've got.
Okay. Well, yeah, absolutely. But the thing about Tinder, right, is that I don't know what Tinder is, right?
Do you want to just briefly explain?
Okay, so Tinder is basically hot or not on your phone, and you go yes, yes, no, no, yes, yes, no. And if the person does the same, you go yes, then you can both talk to each other, right? The problem with Tinder is the game mechanics. It's basically turning dating into a game. I think that's dangerous because not dangerous, sorry. It's you got to be careful because when you turn it into a game, people become less serious about it and become a little bit more like I'm just going to do it casually. So, for example, I was watching in my high-rise flat someone on Tinder. I could see in the mirror her mobile. I didn't do that. I was just intrigued. She's just doing this. I was like, what's she doing? I was like, oh, she's doing Tinder. She was literally just going. And I was like, oh my god, she's literally just going through profiles like seconds. She just don't even. Yeah, at least I look and see if there's a connection, or I'm off Tinder now. But she's just going no, and I was just like, that's worrying. I mean, it's like the same way as like, and if you were in real life, right? Imagine you came into this environment and you're like just wandering around and just going, no, I don't want to talk to you, I don't want to talk to you, I don't want to talk to you, no, I don't want to talk to you, oh, yeah, he's attractive or she's attractive, I'm going to go talk to them. It just feels a bit too, it feels too superficial, and the app makes it, makes you feel.
How many people would you talk to in a bar? Maybe 5. How many people would you swipe on Tinder? Maybe 50.
But also, Tinder doesn't allow you to go back.
No.
Once you dismiss the person, that's it.
Yeah.
Until either of you reset your account, in which case you might come across each
Yeah.
other again. But it's like you discount those people.
Yeah, completely. That's it. Never seen again.
Potentially.
They were going to charge for that feature, but I don't think they ever did.
That's because everyone just resets their account all the time.
Yeah.
Does anybody have another question? We've probably got time for one more.
I've got one.
Go for it.
When, in terms of like online dating and sort of converting that into having an online interaction and converting that into a date, are there things that you find really off-putting about that process?
Okay, so I used to call them time wasters. You get talking to someone and you're talking, and you're like, we should go on a date. Oh, wow, yeah. I'll get back to you. And then like you're still talking. I generally try and turn it into a date within. This is not it's not a solid rule, but probably about 8 weeks. That's a long time, I feel. Yeah, but it's like, imagine like if I'm busy and that person's busy, but there's too many time wasters out there. Too many. And I haven't got time for time wasters.
But is there anything like particular behaviours other than that that put you off,
or do you just reserve judgment until the day?
I reserve most of my judgments, but oh god, one thing that really bugs me is so you look at people's profile pictures and women, so I'm interested in women doing this or these gang signs.
No.
Yeah, like this whole thing. There's a whole YouTube thing about white chicks and gang signs, and it's like I find it hysterical because I literally have seen girls like going. I'm like, oh my god, what are you doing? So that okay. I mean that doesn't answer your question, but I think so I tend to have different stages. So I try to stay within. Well, I'm using OkCupid a lot of time or Plenty of Fish. You can kind of freely send messages without any kind of worry. You can send it a phone number. You can send an email address, no problem. Oh my god! So there's one woman sent me a message, and all she had was her phone number. And I was like, okay, this looks like spam. So I kind of texted her, well, sent her back a message. I said, question mark? And she was like, call me. And I'm like, okay, it sounds like a booty. It kind of makes me kind of feel like my spidey senses start to prick up. Because it's like, it's kind of the thing that someone who really wants like sex really quickly, or someone who's spamming.
Well, it could have been anyone's phone number, really, couldn't it? You could have just set someone up for.
Well, I sent her a text as well, and it was her. So
I've just got one quick question.
Go for it. We do have one.
Last year you gave a talk at Park and Blackpool about dating.
Oh god.
And you were saying how you recommended OkCupid because Plenty of Fish was, as you call it, plenty of fun. They've changed since last year, and now they're doing away with trying to stop the whole just doing the hookups only stuff. So, is your recommendation now still OkCupid, or would you now be a bit more balanced towards Plenty of Fish and OkCupid, or has something new come into the market since last year?
Yeah, that's a good question. Final thoughts. What's the dating technology of choice?
I think Plenty of Fish has got better. I still hate, as a designer, I can't stand that bloody interface. But I think it has got better. I'm getting less. I mean, like, man, I've had, and I'm going to admit this. Oh god, admit it on camera. I've had people go. I'll share this with you. I've had like someone send me one line of text, right? I can't read it. I can't read. Like, it's text language, but it's like something. I'm like, there's no spaces, just all together. And I'm like, what does that mean? A question mark back, and then she kind of separates it out, and I'm still like question mark, and then and like, okay, it was clear that she just wanted someone that night.
She was too young for you.
She was quite young, but she wasn't that young.
I just think it's more of a generation difference.
Yeah, there is a generation difference, but I think but what I'm saying is that, sorry, what I'm getting at is that Plenty of Fish used to get a lot of those kind of things through. A lot. And I think the interesting part about all this stuff is that if you look at the behaviour, so I've sat there with like women and seen the kind of the massive amount of messages they're getting. It's crazy. And then you get the same.
So which website? One answer and then we go.
I still, even though I know it's owned by IAC and the same as Tinder, I still say OkCupid.
Right. Thank you for coming.